again in any type of relationship, I will build my own life. How did you and your new bookie meet? So let's get into the next question that you guys really want to know. Am I dating? How do you handle your ex talking sugar honey iced tea on your social media? Okay, how's co-parenting? How was your mental before you got married? Even after going through my divorce and becoming a single mom, I still believe in love. So, somebody crazy self is gonna say, do you talk to fat guys? Hey, we don't discriminate over here, okay? Hello? Are we live? Mama, it's been a minute. You know, that 28-year-old stay-at-home mom that left her 51-year-old husband. Here's the life update. Girl, listen. Hi. Y'all already know we have a blanket. Let's get real cozy. I have some liquid IV because I feel like I'm going to be yapping a lot. But like always, before we get all up in my business, girlie, how are you? What's been going on? What's new? I know y'all have a lot to tell me because it's definitely been like almost 2 months, I think. Your girl got braces. Our long hair don't care. Your girl has been outside. We launched a journal. We are working on our second launch for a different journal. We launched shirts. I have signed to a new agency. I have made new friends. What about you? How are you feeling mentally? How are you getting through it? Now, y'all know me. Once in a while, I open up my questions and answer tab and I let y'all literally ask me anything you guys want. Even though I already let y'all in my business, this is always the time where I really let y'all in my business. So y'all take full advantage of it every single time. Y'all do not miss, okay? Mentally, I feel like I'm okay. I'm not good and I'm not bad. Even though I still kind of feel like I am all over the place right now. Really, I always feel like I'm trying to conquer the world in a day and I'm overstimulated, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm starting to feel a little burnt out. I am an overachiever and my anxiety keeps me driven. Right now in life, my goal is to try to find the best balance possible with just everything. And I think that's one of the questions that somebody had asked me was how was I balancing everything from being a mom, a business owner, content, everyday life, having time for myself and friends, and then apparently also dating. I want to get into all those things, but honestly, I'm not balancing it. I literally feel like I'm all over the place. In the last couple of days, I've just waken up like, okay, I need to get a grasp on this. And you know, you're not supposed to look at other people, and you know, social media can really kill your sense of reality. But for the longest, I've always sat around like, what is wrong with my brain? Like, my brain is broken. How are people, or women more specifically, handling everything from careers, businesses, being a mom, taking care of the home, having time for themselves, friends, a partner? Everything is just organized and running so smoothly. And here I am. I feel like once I get a little grasp, I'm like, constantly stuff is all over the place. The house cannot stay clean. I'm forgetting things. Things are feeling like it's piling up on me. And I just feel like I'm trying to be everything for everybody, including myself. I found out a lot of my friends are like, girl, we hire help. Like, I found a lot of my friends hire people to help clean, like convenience. And lately it's kind of been on my brain. Like, I would love to pay for somebody to help me kind of just declutter my home, my closet, my clothes, the girls' clothes, their toys, and just get rid of a lot of things that are like not in use. There's just too much stuff. I feel cluttered. I feel just closed in. Also, I was thinking about like a virtual assistant to help me just keep my calendar intact, you know, make me a cute, organized calendar with everything as far as activities for the girls, my work, myself, my friends, just whatever it is. And also, completely just stop worrying about dinner. I've been thinking about just doing the dinner services with the dinner that's already made that you just plop up into the microwave because I want to lose some more weight, but I really don't have the brain capacity to think about what to eat and to cook for myself and to cook for the girls. And I'm like, something has to give, something has to go. I can't be everything. And right now, I just feel like I am truly drowning. And speaking of trying to handle everything, you guys are probably going to hear my dryer in the background because I'm also washing clothes. You know, we love a multitasking queen. Just ignore it and let's focus on why we're really here. Let's dive into these questions. Question number one: are you a reader? I really wish that I was. I have tried. I try to sit down and get into the reading whole thing, the whole thing of reading, and I love the book girlies, and y'all just look so like y'all got life put together. But baby, after about 2 to 3 pages, I goes to sleep. Okay. No question, but I wanted to tell you that I love your videos and I love you for loving me truly. Honestly, you guys don't understand. Like, I do these type of sit downs and questions because I know that that's what my supporters want. We're all a little nosy. And no, I don't owe anybody anything. It is my life. But number one, I truly enjoy doing it. And number two, realistically speaking, I would not be where I am unless you guys supported me like y'all do. And y'all got my back, okay? So for that, I love letting y'all in my business. Have I made more friends? Listen, I have had about 4 new people come into my life since my separation, discovering my new self and who I am. And let me just say, they were the people that I did not know that I was missing, okay? Coming from being a stay-at-home mom and wife, literally had my first child in 22. I was already tied down and committed at 21. I stopped working around the age of 23 and I was just home. All I knew was like my immediate family and my household. I had one best friend, but she's also a stay-at-home mom. So we did a lot of kid things together. But as far as going out and traveling and enjoying life and just doing what 20-year-olds do, I did not have that at all. And a lot of times I couldn't find the balance between having it, also being mom and wife. And I think there's a lot of things that came with that. Number one, I was in an age gap relationship. And so I think a lot of times I tried to accommodate for maybe my insecurity or for his expectation of the maturity level that I was supposed to be at. A lot of times I was reminded that like family was the important thing, that traveling, going out and doing things that'll come later, but right now we are focused on the family and focused on saving up financially and getting us to where we needed to be. This is the focus of building our home. And granted, we did go out, don't get me wrong, but after just sitting at the same 5 restaurants and going to the movies, you're like, I want to do things. I want to do activities. I want to do stuff like this. And it seemed like when I would be vocal about wanting to do things, even if it was just as simple as us going to a museum or like a sip and paint or just something other than the 5 restaurants on rotation and going to the movies, it was like, that'll come. That's going to come. That's not important. Or, you know, not to say that it was anything of his fault. And this is why you really need to take your time to learn your partner's love language and really see if y'all are compatible. Because once I became the woman of the house and my brain then had to work for not only myself, but the household, the children, my husband, I became the planner whose laundry needs to be done, what needs to be cleaned, who got to go to school, who needs therapy, what doctor's appointments do people need. I need to pick up his medication. What is everybody going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What am I getting from the market? Planning the vacations, planning the family holidays, just everything. Your brain is just choo, 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 choo. And once in a while, I wanted to be able to shut my brain off and let my partner lead, not only in finances or in the house, but also in our romantic life. And so a lot of times we would have this back and forth because, yes, I could plan dates, sure, but I wanted you to plan the dates. I wanted to feel like you wanted to spend this time with me and you planned something that you think that we both would enjoy instead of me having to plan everything. You just tag along because that's what's going to make me happy and not because it's something that we both want to do and enjoy. And so a lot of times I tapped out. I was like, look, I can't do this, you know. Crazy enough, and to go back to the new people in my life, the friends that God has put in my life, they let me exist. They just let me exist. They see what I have going on in my life, from the divorce to being a single mom of 3, to working a part-time job, to running my household, to being there for my family, to now running my business. When I'm with them, I get to shut my brain off. All I literally have to say to one of my friends is, I need to do something. I need to get out this house. And she is sending me where we're going, what time we're going, what's the vibes, boom, bam, bam, done. And I feel like that is all the new people in my life. They're like, you just show up. All we need you to do is show up. And it feels like a relief. And when I go out with them, I get to just feel like I am 28-year-old Diamond. Nothing more, nothing less. Not a wife, not a partner, not a mom, not a daughter, not a whatever. Strip everything. I am just me. No judgment. Literally being able to have fun, feel emotionally safe, and for once actually feel like I'm a part of life. So yes, I do have more friends and I hold them so dear to my heart. They are literally the biggest part of my healing in this moment. Would you ever leave Baltimore? I think that I could leave Baltimore, but would I ever leave Maryland? Probably not, because I honestly don't see myself anywhere else. I don't feel another place calling me other than Maryland. But after the girls graduate and they all go off to college, if that's what they choose or just whatever they choose to do with their life, I don't know. And I feel like we will visit that when that time comes. Where did you get all your workout gear? You be so cute. Thank you, baby. Everything is linked in my bio. Just go to my LTK. The direct links are there for every single workout video. You can literally just click on it and order it. Would you ever host a mom's trip? Listen, baby, I'm not a host. I am not a host. And so I see a lot of questions about the meet and greets and things like that. Baby, I told y'all that I get that I might spill out some type of confidence behind camera, but you guys have to remember, at the end of the day, it's just me and this camera. It is nobody else around me. You know, I have really bad social anxiety, which some of y'all probably seen that when y'all saw me in person. I get nervous, you guys, and honestly, I'm not a host. Like, I will help host, I can be good support, and that's just with anything, holidays, whatever. Birthdays, I don't like throwing birthday parties. I am not a host. I can help host. I can be in support. I can help you with what you need. But me actually be at the forefront of the event, the host, the headliner, that is not in my ministry. It's not. So if somebody comes up with the girl trip and say, hey girl, we need you to tag along, I'm with you. 5-year goals. I don't really have a 5-year goal. I'm not going to put a time limit on my goals, but my goals are to lose more weight. That's number 1. Number two, figure out natural ways to decrease my anxiety and my depression. I have tried the medication route, not my thing. I'm trying to give it to God and the world, okay, as in like natural supplements. I would love my home, the home that I desire for me and the girls with the backyard and all. I don't know when that's going to come, but I do desire that. And also just increases in my business and my finances, honestly, and travel just a little bit more. Those are my goals. Somebody crazy self is going to say, do you talk to fat guys? Hey, we don't discriminate over here, okay? Would you consider a Bookie Butt day party in Baltimore? Listen, one thing I will not do is host a party in Baltimore. I love Baltimore. But Baltimore women in Baltimore, no offense, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. It's the reason why my circle is small. I know you're pretty shy, but would you be open to new mom friends? I love to connect. I am open to new friends, but honestly, I just want everything in my life to be generic, genuine. I don't want anything forced. I don't want to go looking for relationships, friendships. I want everything to happen the way that it's supposed to. And I need a lot of people to understand that once you have some type of popularity on social media, you really have to be careful about who you let into your life. And I have kind of already learned my lesson with that already. And that's not to say that I've completely closed myself off, because that's just not who I am. Even after going through my divorce and becoming a single mom, I still believe in love. So, what is the story behind that beautiful smile? Baby, honestly, a lot of pain. A lot of pain that I have actively been healing from almost my entire life. And I thank God for not closing my heart. And sometimes I feel like my heart causes me some pain. I can honestly say that I'm a very caring and loving person. And when I love deep. I do not let my circumstances break me. I might crash out a little bit, but I never let them break me. Can you share the type of hair that you are wearing, please? I have 2 hair videos on my Instagram, and she is tagged in those videos. Just go to her page. She is the one that does my hair. She also sells it as well. How is therapy going? Therapy is going well. I've been in therapy in and out my whole life. Very open about the challenges that I've been through my whole entire life. Number one, I do suffer from anxiety and depression. And I do have trauma that I've been trying to heal from. My mom was in and out of prison for the first parts of my life. My dad wasn't really around. Those are just the foundations of what started a lot of healing that I had to do, and unlearned behavior that developed over the years. And of course, there's other little things that are thrown in there that I had to deal with, like navigating difficult relationships with some of my mom's boyfriends, moving with my grandparents who were both Caucasian, being the black girl in the Caucasian family, having to unlearn a lot of behaviors, such as the way that I talked, the way that I dressed, the way that I behaved. It was definitely a culture shock, and I would say that was the beginning of a lot of my identity issues that developed. I've been in therapy since I was about 6, I believe, was my first session. I'm very self-aware, so I can kind of tell you the problems that I have, the problems that I have had. And sometimes when you're a little too self-aware, therapy can become a little difficult, because it's just like, sometimes you know what needs to be done, and you kind of already know the exercises that they're going to tell you: breath work, journaling, reading, doing that deep dive into yourself, which I've done all the things, hence why I've created my own journal. And it's just the fact of having someone there, a listening ear that's not family or a friend, that's not so biased, just feeling like you kind of have a judgment-free zone, because I feel like everybody kind of judges, but they get paid not to show their judgment. you know. One said, are you related to another YouTuber? Not that I know of. I am not. Try to find two more easy questions before we really dive into the tea, I guess. How are you balancing work and motherhood? Girl, barely. How was your mental before you got married? Horrible, actually. I had no business getting married. Honestly, I didn't. A lot of trauma that I needed to heal from and overcome. Before I got married was probably one of the most weakest times. I probably felt my most weakest mentally, and I think that opened doors to, you know. How is living with your mom and brother plus the girls? It is definitely an adjustment. I feel like combining households with anybody is an adjustment, and there's some things that I've had to kind of let go of, navigate to. Firstly, downsizing the house was a big thing, because now it feels like there's just more things, and the house just gets cluttered way easier. So that was definitely an adjustment. Sharing, the main space, and sometimes, people live differently. Being that woman that's just trying to hold it all together and wear all the hats, cooking, cleaning, working, mom, my own life, I've been trying to let go of some things because, like, I don't want to be a strong black woman. I'm sorry. I don't want to be exhausted all the time. No medal for me doing everything. And so I've been trying to teach myself to let go of certain things. So that being said, for instance, my brother, his main chore is supposed to be the kitchen. So I really haven't been doing dishes since we moved here. Being said, there's like, oh, the cabinet is a mess and I can't find any of the tops to the bowls that's supposed to go to the set. And, it's just like disorganized and stuff like that. So I've definitely had to kind of just like check out of certain things as well. Like everybody has like their own area, so we don't have to be on top of each other 24/7. We're all kind of busy. We're all working. We all have life. We have lives outside of the house, and then I have my own little area where I can come and hide and tuck away from people. The girls have their room, so we make it work. It's not that bad. It's okay. How's co-parenting? If you guys haven't noticed, there has definitely been a shift in my content, and I'm trying to tread softly. At the end of the day, I am not here to ruin anybody's life or make people feel bad or hurt people. That's not who I am. Like, also, I'm not going to not speak my truth. I will say is co-parenting is not the easiest. There's definitely been situations that I have not talked about. Do I wish I had way more help? Absolutely. But I knew once I left that I wasn't going to get that much help, especially because of his work schedule. Since I've technically had them for 2 weekends, he's having them now. And then next weekend, he's not going to be able to have them. And like, part of me is like, man, you're their dad. So even if you have to work 24 hours one day that weekend, like a Saturday, you should be the responsible party to figure out how to handle that on your week. Because honestly, I am tired. And at first, I used to feel guilty as a mother, saying that I needed a break from my kids and that I wanted to go live life and all of that. I felt like I only was allowed to be their mother and that was it. I need help. And I should be allowed to, because where you get 2 weeks of going and coming and going as you please and doing whatever you want, I don't get that. I always have to find a babysitter. I have to pay a couple of $100s to get the girls babysat. I make it work. So do I wish I had more help? Absolutely. Has he made co-parenting difficult? Sometimes, yes. For instance, I had to change Jules' swimming lessons from a Saturday to a Wednesday because he gets them on the weekend. Right now, it's been like every other weekend, which it hasn't really been that because of work schedules and stuff. Whatever activity that I put the girls in, if they fall on his weekend, he's not taking them, because that's an activity that they do at my house with me, not with him, and he will do what he wants with the girls when he has them. And so as their mother, what do? I pivot, I shift. We're not going to give that too much attention. How do you handle your ex talking sugar honey iced tea on your social media? 9 times out of 10, I just ignore it. I just ignored. I've learned to just ignore things. I'm just focused on my happiness. Right? I made that decision to leave. I made that decision to leave. I'm not holding on to anything else. So how did I start my online journey? Just one random day I decided to post. That's it. And then I never stopped. No, but seriously, pick something that you're passionate about, something that you love, post every single day, and do not stop. Is your divorce final or are you just separated? We are separated, but papers have been filed and we have started the process of the divorce. So let's get into the next question that you guys really want to know. Am I dating? And I want to be very careful when I answer this question. I want to say that I'm getting to know people or someone. That's what I will say. That I am being 28, that I am living my life, that I am finding out my worth and the treatment that I deserved, that I am now feeling feelings that I've craved for years. I'm going to answer a few more questions about the whole dating thing, but I want to put a disclaimer out there. Let's not focus on the person and let's focus more on the experience and what I'm going through. Because even if it's not this person, even if it's not the person that I've been getting to know, the person has opened up the doors and has set the standard to what I know now that I deserve. And that I will no longer accept, honestly, any less. How is Charlie Wilson taking you dating again? Not well at all. But he's also seeing someone, so. How did you know you were ready to date again? I didn't know, honestly. But I never went into anything thinking that I'm dating. And still to this day, like, we still don't even say we're dating. Like, we're getting to know each other. I'm out with my friends. I'm out enjoying life. And I was a person that was interested in getting to know Diamond. Yeah. Like, okay, I've been in the house for 7 years. Let's live. Let's go out. I love a good experience. And I did go back and forth with myself, feeling guilty. Like, am I allowed to do this? I'm a mother of 3, going through a divorce. And people around me, my friends, my therapists, and then myself reassured me that I am allowed to do this. And that I am allowed to allow people in my life that want to treat me good. And after I kind of got over that small phase and I saw the energy that was there and the experiences that I started having, I said, this is good. How did you and your new Buki meet? Outside. I'm not going to give too much detail. I'm going to say outside with my friends. Would you be in an age gap relationship again? No. How did you enter the dating pool? I didn't. Technically, I didn't. You guys, I wasn't looking. There was no looking. There was no saying, okay, I'm ready to date. No, I was just enjoying life. Honestly, like none of that was in my forefront. What was in my forefront is, again, literally when I met this person that I'm interested in the moment, I was out with my friends. It was a night out with my friends. I knew I was going to be with my homegirls, shake a little, you know what I mean? Get a little tipsy, just be 28. The kids were with their dad. I've been working my butt off. And I have been building genuine connections with homegirls, like having a real friend group. And I told myself, and I think I even talked about this in the vlog the day after I met, this person, that I knew the next time I ever decide to be in a relationship again is that I needed friends. When I got with my soon-to-be ex, I didn't have any friends. I had maybe one friend, like one close friend. I'm sorry, I had 2. And having kids, getting married, being home, whatever, those friendships kind of separate, and then that only left me with technically like one friend. I had people that I talked to on social media, people that I went to school with, but like an actual friend, in my life friend, I didn't have that. I didn't have a friend group. I didn't have people to just go out with and that I had my own separate life with. And I told myself that before I ever get serious again in any type of relationship, I will build my own life. I have my own hobbies, that I will have my own career, that I will have my own set of friends, and I will have a life outside of my partner. And so that's what I've been focused on. I've been focused on my career. I've been focused on building hobbies. I've been focused on my kids. And I've been focused on building real friendships, building that life, building my life. How are you manifesting these dates? Single mom needs the details. We're not manifesting, you guys. We're letting everything happen generically. Let's wrap up this part one with one more question, because it is a question that when I read this, I was like, baby, if you were to sit down and have coffee to your 21-year-old self, what would you say? Girl, I would tell her. And because I know myself, I know that she's not going to believe it at first. God, y'all, I knew I was going to get through this without any emotions. I know that she's not going to believe me at first. But I would want to let her know. Here we go. That she is the most beautiful person inside and out. Shit. But for whatever reason, she is going to experience a lot of pain and betrayal. But I need her to not let that break her. Give me a second, you guys. I knew there was a reason why I saved this question for last. And there are going to be a lot of times that you're going to feel out of place, that you don't belong, and lost. But please know that you will find your place. And what I need you to do is not to chase validation and love from other people, but I need you to truly find that love and validation within yourself. And it's going to be hard. Live life to the fullest. Make your mistakes. Be young. Surround yourself by people that genuinely make you feel good. Stop caring about what other people think of you. The only opinion that matters is yourself and God's. That you are way stronger than what you give yourself credit. And if you just keep your head up high and just continue to be who you are unapologetically, there will be people that will come into your life that will love and accept you for exactly who you are. And you deserve good things to happen to you. And the same energy that you put into loving and caring for others, you do that for you. Thank you for that question. Got me all up here crying. But I feel like I kind of touched a little bit of everything on this part one. Trying to figure out my place in the content world. The divorce has started. I'm hoping that it will not be a long and prolonged. I have opened myself up to experiences with people. I'm traveling more. So where there was something in my life that was very dark has now turned into such a beautiful light. And although I don't feel like my work is done and I still have a lot of things to accomplish and do, I'm honestly enjoying this part of my life right now. Baby, and that wraps up part one. I'll see you later for part two. Love you, bye.